You, my friend, are a naked nerve. You, my friend.
In this stage, every time Mario jumps, he turns into another character. After he turns into Sonic, further ahead, he needs to jump again and ends up becoming Donkey Kong. The gorilla is so strong that he can rip a piece off a pipe, but then he jumps and turns into Waluigi, losing a life. This time, Mario jumps and becomes Link from Zelda. He defeats a Goomba, then stops at the edge and resets the game. Now Mario jumps and turns into Pac-Man. As he moves forward, a Goomba appears, and when he jumps, he transforms into Samus Aran. Then she transforms into Samus Aran.
Have you ever wondered about the actual truth behind the Minecraft world? There's a theory that explains the entire lore, and it changes everything. You're basically playing in a world long after a total zombie apocalypse. Think about it. Your character, Steve, is the only human-looking being left, and the only things that resemble him are the zombies trying to eat him. The abandoned mine shafts and desert temples aren't just random structures. They're the decaying remnants of a human civilization that went extinct ages ago. The villagers aren't human. Probably they are just a completely different species that moved in and took over the world after it collapsed. What do y'all think? Have you ever...
These have to be the worst places to build Lego. Today I took a set to the dentist office because I usually sit there doing nothing and the lighting is always perfect. I thought this tiny castle set from 2007 looked cool and it only has 16 pieces. I decided to study the instructions before building and then I got started on the...
This restaurant owner gave his staff an unusual challenge. He wanted to...
Too bad is cool!
No.
Throwback to 2015 when this guy went viral after posting a video of him asking his BB-8 toy a question.
Hey BB-8, am I 20 years old?
But the sad part is the app that used to control the toy is no more functional. So in 2025, he ended up posting this video.
Hey BB-8, am I 30 years old?
Throwback to 2015.
You can stack 375,000 Lego before the bottom one gets crushed under its own weight. We tried to build that high in real life, but only got a couple feet because a vertical stack of Lego doesn't have that much structural integrity. But you know what does? A pyramid. The bottom layer alone would be 4 square miles, and it would take over 17 quadrillion bricks to complete. You would be left with a pyramid that reaches almost 2.5 miles in height. That's 4 times higher than the tallest building in the world. At 18 cents a brick, that would cost over 40 times the global GDP. So, you better start saving. You can stack...
Because
The player is the luckiest person in the whole world, because if you actually think about it, they never really defeated anyone. Many people believe the player is extremely strong since they've taken down multiple experiments inside the factory. But when you look closely, none of these fights were really fights at all. Take Huggy Wuggy for example. The player didn't overpower him, they simply threw a box at him that was conveniently placed right there, and Huggy Wuggy fell off a cliff, or else he definitely would have killed us. Then there's Mommy Longlegs, who got stuck in a machine, and all we did was turn it on. We didn't outmuscle her or outsmart her in some epic battle. We just pressed the button, and we got lucky that Catnap saw the prototype as some kind of god, so he gladly sacrificed himself for absolutely no reason. And Doughy was crushed by a machine before the luckiest thing possibly happened, with something appearing next to us specifically to freeze him. In fact, the only real fight the player has ever had was against the prototype. And what happened? The player lost. We were finally defeated. Player is the luckiest person.
I lied to you guys. Most of you probably remember my Mr. Game & Watch custom that I had Luigi make for me, but the truth is, Luigi didn't do shit. It was all a lie.
You're still a chump.
Instead, it was actually just an amiibo figure that I got online.
I can't do that.
I know. Me, Mr. Anti-Statue Jigglypuff, bought an amiibo. I just didn't see any other option for the big GW, and I thought this was the best possible thing I could get for the collection. While I wanted to rule out amiibos and statues entirely, I just don't.
Why can't the birds in Angry Birds fly? In the game, the birds use a slingshot instead of flying. But why? In the movie, an X-ray of Red reveals his wings are actually hand skeletons with fingers inside. You see, on Bird Island, there were no predators. The birds didn't need to fly, so their wings evolved into hands for holding eggs and building. When the pigs stole their eggs, the birds couldn't fly after them, so they built a slingshot instead. Why can't the...
Is Lego getting cancelled? Short answer, yes. People really don't like Lego right now. You see, whilst Lego is, like, awesome, their pricing is actually criminal. Like in 2016...
this time.
God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
Oh wait, yes I am!
Hooray!
God damn it!
He refused to leave an online world, even after the people who built it tried to kill it. When Microsoft shut down the servers for Halo 2, most players logged in one last time just to say goodbye. Then they discovered something strange. If you never signed out, you could keep the world alive. So a small group stayed behind, while thousands watched their last stand on live streams. One by one, they disappeared. Some lost power, some crashed, some got kicked off forever. In the end, only one player remained, Apache N4SIR. He stayed there alone inside a dead game for nearly a month, until Microsoft finally kicked him off. He refused to.
It's because
Every FNAF.
It's because I've got phantom pain. That was so good. Okay. Dickhead.
Every FNAF game in one word. And yes, I'm right. FNAF 1, overrated. FNAF 2, anxiety. FNAF 3, awful. And you know I'm right. FNAF 4, traumatic. FNAF World, why? Sister.
This is my last Poppy Playtime Smiling Critters blind bag, and if I get a duplicate of one that I already have, I'm going to lose my mind. I've already got Catnap and Monster Catnap, Bubba Bubbaphant, Picky Piggy, and Dog Day. These are the characters that we can possibly get. We still haven't gotten Bobby Bear Hug, who is literally my favorite smiling critter, and we
The penguin!
Who is the player in Poppy Playtime? In the game, Mommy Longlegs reveals that you used to work at the factory.
You worked here.
But who exactly are you? You see, many fans believed you were Preston Willard, a scientist who worked on the experiments but tried to stop them. But right before Chapter 5 dropped, an ARG revealed that the prototype turned Preston into a toy, officially ruling him out. So, who is the player in Poppy?
I hope you get art block. Your dress is ugly and I like Jax more than you. You should get a girlfriend. Take care of your wrist. Sorry for hitting you. I appreciate your compassion for me. Wait, what am I saying? I'd never say that.
Pomni.
I'm not Pomni. Huh?
Pomni! Oh wait, you're not Pomni. My bad.
Hitting Zooble was funny.
You should go and eat snakes up.
Mr. Beast's final challenge is no longer about money, it's about the survival of humanity's last remaining hope.
My cat translator is complete!
The Simpsons visit Blockoland, where everyone is having a great time.
I am a washing machine. I am a robot. Do what I say.
They even make their own food out of blocks.
I built myself a healthy apple.
But you made it out of ham cubes.
Yep, a shiny new apple.
And there's even a river made entirely of blocks.
Hey, boat 28, stop splashing.
What are you gonna do about it? Uh-oh. Leeches!
The Simpsons visit.
Billie Jean, why aren't you wearing the butter costume? The costume only works if you wear the other half.
Wait, you didn't hear?
Hear what?
The school's having students control each other's costume this week. So half the students will get to control and the other half will be controlled.
I choose to control you.
You can't choose. It's randomized. But I hope you get me.
That's lame.
Alert! You are being controlled.
Aw, I'm being controlled.
Me too.
They better give us good costumes.
Costume loading.
Oh my gosh, they made me a princess.
Lucky, I'm a witch with this sign taped to me.
Wait, you're a witch with a bee? Oh!
I can't wear this.
Error. Cannot remove costume.
But I'm being...
Did you know that you could actually play as Jesus and...
This is not a glitch in the Matrix, and it's not a window. It's actually just a guy looking through a ton of straws! Where do you even get this many? This is not a glitch in the Matrix, and
Everybody's arms started falling off of their avatars, which was a huge problem for everyone but one player who used a forgotten Roblox hack to survive. Because the war was closing in and would push everyone into the lava if they didn't find a way to get across the gap. And no one could grab the wooden boards because all of their arms were unusable. Did you pay the dev to do this so you wouldn't have to animate anyone's arms? I'll shut up now. But there was still a way across, since this guy noticed a certain part above the jump, which gave him an idea. And as he positioned himself to do the glitch, someone threw themselves into the lava. He didn't subscribe and therefore had no hope left. But by crouching beneath the part and jumping, he was flung to the other side and escaped with his life intact. Everybody's...
What does Granny's house actually smell like? The second you step in, you'd get hit with a heavy, musty smell. This usually comes from mold and mildew since the house is ages old and it's never cleaned. But after a few seconds, you'd drop to the floor from the horrific smell of all the dead things inside her house, including dead animals and even humans scattered across her house.
Your body is...
I'm dying. The door code.
Why do clowns honk their noses? To pump our blood because we don't have hearts. Why do...
The customer was having the worst day of her life. She sat at home, scrolling through eBay, ordering items one by one. Then the courier arrived, looked at the door, and without thinking twice, started stacking all the boxes right in front of it. He had no idea what he had just done, because only a few seconds later, the woman tried to open the door and it wouldn't budge. She pulled again and again, but there was no movement. The boxes were completely blocking it. So, being confused, she grabbed her phone and called the courier, since he had contacted her earlier. The moment he picked up, she started yelling, demanding he come back and fix what he had done. The courier didn't understand at first, but after a moment, he returned to the door. But once he got there, things only got stranger. Instead of moving the boxes away, he stood there for a second, looking at them. The woman kept shouting from inside, telling him to hurry up and fix it. But she didn't expect what would happen next. The customer...
Remember these Magic Grow dinosaur capsule toys?
No. How do they work?
We put this little guy in some water, let it soak, and voila!
So cool!
Here's another one for you. Have fun.
What if I put it in the pool?
Woohoo! Remember these Magic...
is opening a zoo, but...
Alright kids, we are going KFC. Today all kids under 6 eat for free. But I am 7, isn't that right? That's why when waitress asks you must lie. Good luck teaching her, she is dumb. I'm not dumb, I am a stupid bum. Let's practice Karen, how old are you?
These are the times SpongeBob's crash outs were actually valid. There's a moment where SpongeBob is about to lose a star for not being a good noodle, and the teacher is removing it slowly on purpose.
This scorpion escapes danger by ripping off its own tail. When a predator grabs it, the tail snaps off and it runs away. But its waste exit is on that tail, so it can...
There it is! The near-death star!
What the dog doing?
Baby mobs in Minecraft actually start with a negative age value.